Now to WWE, where Saturday night, 6 superstars will collide inside the Elimination Chamber to secure a championship match at WrestleMania. One of them, Rhea Ripley, the second time competing in the Elimination Chamber. She famously won in 2024 when it was held in her home country of Australia. And with that, we are pleased to be joined by WWE superstar Rhea Ripley, who is with us here on SportsCenter. First of all, Rhea, thank you for making time for us. And I feel like we should just have an Elimination Chamber match in life. I love the title. I love the name. I love the event. And I also mentioned back in 2024, it was in your home country of Australia. What was that like for you to be there with your family in attendance?
It was absolutely wild. Just going back to Australia and having WWE go there, it was just such a wild experience. And being able to be on the show and just like see my family in the front row and be the main event of Elimination Chamber, it was a dream come true. It really was. I don't even know how to really put it into words because it was just such a special night for me. And it was wild because like normally I'm so in the zone. I'm so like
Right.
Rhea Ripley, in that moment. But like I remember doing my entrance and seeing my mom and my dad and my sister and my best friend and like all the family and friends in the front row. And I instantly got emotional and just like overwhelmed. But like I felt so happy to be there, surrounded by like my Australian crew.
I think that's amazing. I was going to ask you, because you're right. You're in that mode, but did you plan on looking their way? Did you know where they were? Is it just one of those things where you're just looking around the arena and there they were and it caught your attention?
Yeah, so I didn't actually know where they were sitting. I had a feeling that they'd be somewhere close, but I didn't actually know exactly where they were. But they were right there, like bang in the middle, camera side, and it was just like as soon as I did my entrance, I was just like, wow, I can't believe that this is my life, and I get all my loved ones here to come watch this amazing moment.
Yeah, so cool you got to experience that. Speaking of experience, the Elimination Chamber, what is something that no one warns you about before you actually get in there and do it about the Elimination Chamber?
Just how much your anxiety spikes being stuck in one of those pods. That's the main one. 'Cause you go into the match and you know it's going to be brutal. You know it's going to be painful and the still's not going to feel good on your body. You know all these things just by like looking at the Elimination Chamber. But what you don't take into consideration is if you're not the first two, you don't know how long you're going to be standing in that pod for.
Right.
So like you have so much time to think and like rev yourself up and then doubt yourself and talk yourself out of it and then rev yourself back up. And it's craziness just standing there. But that's all part of the game, that's all part of the fun. I love Elimination Chamber. I've only been in one and I had the time of my life because even though, yes, it is a little bit claustrophobic in those pods, as soon as you get let out, it's time to wreak havoc. So.
Yeah, I feel like you and I are on the same wavelength there, because the next thing I was going to ask is, what's it like? I mean, it has to be claustrophobic. You have to be uncomfortable in there, especially if you're in there for a long time.
Yeah, literally. And it's like you're just watching all this chaos just transpire right in front of you. And you're like, I could be let out in the next minute. I could be let out in the next 5. I don't really know. I don't know what the landscape of the match is going to look like by the time I get into it. Everyone could be down. It could be easy, or everyone could be up waiting for my pod to open. So it's the unknown.
I want to talk about your career because you started wrestling as a teenager. You've been doing it for quite some time now. How might your preparation and your routine and everything that you go to get ready for a match, how might that have changed since you got in as a teenager?
I feel like when I first started, I made time for myself before matches. I would listen to music. I would get in the zone. I would have to like pump myself up because I would be so nervous. Now I still get nervous, probably to the same extent, to be completely honest, but I don't really have time to rev up. I'm normally running around like a chicken without a head here in WWE. So by the time that my music hits, it's kind of just like, I'm Rhea Ripley. It's time to kill. It's time to go out there and bring the brutality and win the match.
I cannot wait for this weekend. It's going to be so fun to watch. Rhea Ripley with us. Best of luck this weekend. Thank you so much for joining us on a busy Monday. I hope you're not in the Elimination Chamber for too long. Let's make it quick. Let's get it done, and let's watch you have some fun on Saturday.
Let's hope so.